I'm in the process of recreating this water tower, and what I've done so far is I've got the model to this stage and I've got the water tower, the actual tank, on top of the tower itself, and what I want to do is to age it a little bit. Now this is not the normal sort of things you would find on a model railway exercise, but what I've got here, I've got cayenne pepper, I've got curry powder, I've got coriander, and I've got some nutmeg. And what I'm going to do is try to create something that is going to give me a realistic aged look about the water tank itself. So this is an experiment. If it goes wrong, I just paint over it again. But it's something I've actually used before in my model railway. I've used spices before. I'll just give you a quick look. This is a vegetable plot, and I've used spices to create all these plants in the rows. So it worked before, and this is done a long time ago, a year or so probably, and it's had no detrimental effect or anything like that. So I'm going to experiment with spices again, trying to create a weathered effect. First job is to take the tank off, and we'll get rid of the water tower, so we've got an area where we can work on here. First of all, I've got to find some colours that'll do. So I think a reddy blacky sort of colour would give us some rust. Just going to do a little bit first, because it's an experiment, isn't it? And I can mix all these colours together as well, don't forget. A little bit of brown there, and this is a lighter brown. Oops, that long since I've used it, it's gone hard. Never mind. There we go, that's a different colour brown look. We'll try it. A little bit of red. This is a deep red. And I've got a little bit of orange here as well. So I've got a good selection of colours here now. This is called pumpkin. Oh, that's clear, that's water. That's funny. That's not pumpkin. I'll shake it up a little bit more. It's obviously not been used for a long time. So let's have a bit of pumpkin if you don't mind. Oh, that's a bright pumpkin, isn't it? Okay, so now I've got some paint. Now I'm going to try mixing a little bit of colour with this. Get a little bit of red and a bit of brown. I'll just try it on here first. Not dark enough. Mix it together. Still not dark enough. Got to put a bit of black with it. This is becoming my palette, isn't it? I think what I should do is actually mix the palette on here till I get the right colour. How does that look? Does that look a rusty colour? That's not too bad actually. Let's give it a trial. I'm going to just run what do you think? A little bit more red. You notice I'm going up and down because that's the way the rain goes. It's a bit too brown, I think that. I need something a little bit lighter, don't I? Just put a little bit more orange in there. That's a bit better, isn't it? It would be different colours, wouldn't it? Anyway, as it's weathered. So that's the first sort of look at it. And okay, let's spice it up a little bit. I don't know how this is going to work, but a little bit of curry powder on there. Oh, that smells nice anyway. And a little bit of nutmeg. I'll try a bit of coriander as well. I'll try different ones and we'll see how it works out. Whoops, that's a lot. And a little bit of cayenne at this end. Now then, if I mix those colours in, what does it give us? You know what, I don't think that's bad actually. I don't know what you think, but I don't think that looks too bad. It's a real mix match, and then what I've got to do is paint lines down here afterwards to split these into panels. But I think that's a very good first attempt. So I'm going to complete it round the other side now. You don't need to see that, and then we'll take another look at it from there. I've done all four sides now, so whoops. So I'm just peppering it up a little bit. And what it does, it also gives it a texture, which is quite good actually. Which was the first side I did. Hard to tell now, that's not this one. Ooh, it's lovely work, lovely smelling work area I've got here now, I tell you. Okay, let's just try and match it in a little bit now, those colours. Remember to work downwards, because that's how it weathers naturally with the rain falling on it. Now you may think this is a complete waste of time, and by no means am I a professional modeller. I've just done a little bit, that's all, and I'm all self-taught with everything. So that's a little bit faint on that side for some reason, I don't know why. Put a little bit of black on it. But you can see it's got a nice little texture with it and all, which gives that look of dereliction, and also it gives that look of age as well, doesn't it? So quite pleased with that really. So now I've got to do the top. That's going to be the next thing. But what I'm going to do is let that dry first of all, and then I'll get on with the top after. So let's leave it where it is for now, and we'll return to it when that's dried. Now that it's dried, I'm just doing the top now, and I'm doing this a little bit lighter because I think it would be a little bit lighter because of the rain constantly being on this surface at the top. So you can see a nice mix of colours does the job, doesn't it? What do you think of that? Little bit more red I think we need in there. The red doesn't seem to come out very well when I put it on. The orange does, but not the red. Does that look like rusty metal? Does it need a little bit more black in it? Probably. Let's darken it up a little bit. That's better. Now then, bit of spice, the spice of life, eh? Probably enough to do now. Now I need you to just spread it out a little bit. Gives it that rough textured surface which you need, because the rust is pitted a little bit. What do you think of that? Is that passable or not? Well, we'll see. What I've now done is marked this into sections, and I'm just going to draw in the lines in pencil, and then I'll see about darkening them up afterwards if it needs it. Oops. I'm not sure how the top of this would be actually sectioned off, because I've seen no views from the top. I know that they were not left open, so I'm going to just draw that down there now. It's actually taking off the paint a little bit, so never mind, let's see what we do. I'm going to paint it in afterwards. I'm just going to get the rough lines marked on first. Sorry if you can't see it. I'm trying to do my best here to show you. So I'm just drawing it freehand. Because when I looked at the actual thing itself, it is made up of panels and they must be riveted together, these things. And finally that one. Right, okay, so now what I'm going to do is get a very fine black line, and I'm going to go over that, and I'm just going to do it with a very fine paintbrush. I'm going to make that into the panels, and then I'll let you take a look at it after that. Now I've got the marks on, what I'm going to do is give it a little wash at the bottom. This is just to make it look a little bit more weathered at the bottom, which it does on the real thing. Not sure how it's going to dry, but I think that will just add that little bit of authenticity to it. This side I'm not very happy with, it's not covered very well. Now, anyway, let's see what happens. some reason that's not covering, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because, no, I'm not a Londoner. Maybe it's because it's got a bit of something underneath it, like glue or something like that. Anyway, it is what it is now. I can go over that and touch it up later. Now we're following along here, okay. It's a very light wash. Basically it's just black paint and lots of water. And the last side now. Now, does that look weathered or not? Your decision. Let's shift that. Let's put the thing into place and we'll put it on top. How does that look? That doesn't look too bad, does it actually? We'll take another look at it when it's dried and then we'll make a decision. And in the meantime I'll try and touch up that little bit of white on the side. I'm going to conclude this little tutorial here now, because this is actually the water tower with its water tank all spiced up, if you like, and I did ask for an opinion, an independent opinion from my wife, and she said it looks very good. So as I said, this is not to everyone. The perfectionists won't like this, I don't think, but as you may have worked out, I'm pretty cheap and I like to get value for money. So anything I can do to save money building a model railway, I will do. As you're all aware, it's very expensive to build a model railway. So any scratch building you can do is going to be to your advantage. And just spicing it up a little bit, well, that does the job for me. So thanks for watching, and keep watching. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe.